Hi, gorgeous lights. Welcome to the Spirit Whispers Wisdom. This morning we have been talking about the word epiphany and the complexity of the word. Now I do actually realise what Spirit is actually doing with you guys, because all the way along the last 6 months I've been talking to everyone about being mindful and applying mindfulness, right? So in order to be mindful, you're paying attention to the way that you talk, the way that you turn up, how you're feeling. You're being mindful. Now, when Spirit started giving me a word for the day, I was like, you guys are up to something, because they're always up to something, but they're always up to trying to actually help us, trying to actually get us to see that we're in charge of our own destinies, and that what we are doing in our mind is actually creating our outer reality. So if you think about it, if you have chaos in your mind, then your outer reality, which you're forming by your mind, you are that powerful, is then defined into chaos on the outside of you. So if it's dramatic up here, it's going to be dramatic out here. That's just the way that it actually works. So the word for the day is epiphany, which actually made me laugh. Now, these are what they call, Elisa's just talking about, gradual epiphanies. So these are little realizations at a mindfulness level that you're actually going to notice with your own self, which is really, really empowering if you are noticing them. And the way that it can actually work is, say that you're doing something and you, as I said, it's mindfulness. You've got to be paying attention to what you're doing, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I always turn up like this. I always start the day like this. I always get into this habit, lose my momentum, lose my groove, and then I'm back to square one again. Well, good. That's the first step. The first step is recognizing, as part of the epiphany, that this is a habit, or this is a pattern, or this, you're doing something that doesn't actually serve you. The same thing can happen during a conversation, or you're having a conversation with someone and they say something that triggers an epiphany. So you might be talking to someone and they say, oh, look, you know, I was talking to my partner the other day and they always respond the same way. And you're like, wow, okay, well, why are you doing that? If they're always responding the same way, then haven't you worked out that that's a pattern? There's something that you can do differently. Now, none of this is being said, of course. You're just having this epiphany on the inside of your head. Or it might be that they say something and you go, oh my gosh, that's my behaviour. I always do that. And then it's kind of like those realizations. So there's the epiphany, there's the acknowledgement, there's a realization, and then there's what Spirit calls positive change, to actually enable or empower you to go, okay, if that's the case, then I am the person that's responsible for changing the scenario, or helping the scenario to work out differently. There's many, many, many levels of epiphanies, which is what I'm actually trying to point out in this energy right at the moment. And because they're trying to work with us to do with mindfulness, yep, sure, they are pushing you to have these self-realizations, little epiphanies, and they don't want you to dismiss. Elisa's really, really onto this morning, that even the tiniest epiphany has a potential to change your mindset, or change your trajectory, or change the bigger picture. So they don't want you to underestimate, but they also don't want you to dismiss your epiphanies, because whatever is unhealed or is causing a problem will be shown to you again and again and again in a multitude of different scenarios, so that you can actually have that realization. Now, it takes mindfulness to be able to actually go, oh, I get that. Oh my gosh, that's non-coincidental, isn't it? And the amount of times that people say to me that's not non-coincidental. No, it's not a coincidence by any stretch of the imagination. It is the universe trying to illuminate for you over and over again that it is time to change something. And it has to be off the back of that realization that, oh my gosh, I always do this, or this always happens. As soon as people say to me, but this always happens to me, I'm like, actually, you're the lead in your own play of your life. So if it's happening to you again and again, the common denominator is, as much as that's actually confronting. But if you're watching this video, you're one of these people that are actually gorgeously trying to empower yourself, to get understanding about your spiritual journey. Do you know, it's really funny. I had this conversation with Elise this morning about this as well. I said, oh, you know, we talk to people about their spiritual journey. And she goes, no. She said, you're not talking to people about their spiritual journey. You're talking about them finding their way home to themselves, because they were born as this amazing, perfect being before multi-level learning came in, childhood programming, the things that we do to ourselves. And most of it is to do with our self-regulation, our understanding, our balance, everything to do with what's going on internally. That we kind of got to delve underneath to actually work out who we actually are. So it kind of is a journey home. So I kind of like that, because I kind of thought that sometimes that when we say that we're spiritual beings having a human journey, yep, 100% we are, but we also need to understand as well that you are working to rediscover yourself, and you're coming home to the heart of yourself, your truthful alignment, and everything that you actually need to be as well. So I just want you to understand that those epiphanies along the way are the best possible thing that you can actually gift yourself. And they are gifts, because those mindfulness realizations, acknowledging it, I can't stress enough that that's absolutely massive for you to actually acknowledge your own progress on your journey back to yourself as well. And I think that the more wisdom that you actually apply in recognition, the more congratulate yourself for actually recognizing it, the better off that you're actually going to be in your own understanding as well. Because, you know, we have a lot going on. Everyone has a lot going on in their heads all the time, and we have a tendency to get so caught up on external situations. Lisa's just saying, external situations that distract you from the realization that in its entirety the universe is responding to you all the time. So there's so much wisdom to be gained when you stop, pause, pay attention to the epiphanies, do some realizations, and congratulate yourself along the way. And I hope you understand that we're in a couple of months of clarity, so you will be getting that clarity, you will be getting those epiphanies, you will be getting those understandings, and it's really important for you to go, whew, I'm nailing it, okay? So you're nailing it along the way. So I love these little words that they're giving you to make you think about mindfulness, and I'm so grateful if you tune in and you watch the video. I hope it gives you some understanding as well. But seriously, I also agree with what Spirit's just said. You know, get a journal, track your progress, look at what you're actually doing. You're incredible for undertaking your journey back to self. And you need to actually inspire yourself by saying how far that sometimes that you've come, when you think that you're blocking your own progress, which you're not. Sometimes there's just a pause from the universe for you to catch up, to self-reflect, and realise some things as well. Don't be too hard on yourself, guys, and look after you.